Готовы?
Yeah!
Готовы, блядь?
Yes, блядь!
Хорошо, блядь!
Hey!
Пошел на хуй!
Hey!
I'm the type of person who, with relationships, jobs, anything, I'm afraid to quit. It's too much confrontation, right? So dates are like sitting around and going on job interviews, but eating at the same time. They don't understand people feeding me for sex.
I think you'll find that's a thing in many cultures. What's this got to do with Patrick Swayze?
What are you going to leave out for Santa and his reindeer? Milk and cookies, whiskey and cocaine.
YouTube are going to get extremely cross with me. Extremely cross. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Big English Stand-Up Show. What's up?
What?
I'm here with Adrienne Ebert once again. What's up,
2.
girl? Damn, girl.
How you doing, boy?
Damn, girl.
I know, we alive out here in this weather. Ain't it crazy? I love walking around, though, because I get to feel like I'm doing all sorts of winter sports I never knew I could.
Yeah.
Like snowshoeing, ice skating.
Yeah, I know.
I feel so accomplished.
You called me and said, I'm on my way.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying not to slip. And
Die.
And I was waiting for you, just thinking, is she in 6-inch heels? Like, what's going on?
No, not right.
Wow. She's got her Schubert. She's got her fur coat going, her Cruella de Vil vibe. No?
No, I wish. She says my coat isn't adequate, and I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get you a new coat, don't we?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Maybe your listeners can donate.
Yeah. All right. So,
we got some stuff to talk about,
Yeah.
don't we?
well, why don't we just, you always seem to just like talking about sex, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big part of life, right?
It is now, but there have been some lean times.
Like between the ages of 1 and 11 or something? Yeah, that was
tough.
lame.
That was tough. But, I was thinking like you could be I could see you as
Year-old.
What?
11-year-old, no.
Okay, take it easy. That's another podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I could see you being some sort of agony aunt, ask Adrienne. And then there'd be a little picture of you in the corner going like this. You know what I mean? Because you're the sex therapist, right?
Yes.
Don't you think that would work? So I tell you what.
In the comments.
Listeners, viewers on YouTube would be particularly good. If you want to ask Adrienne any questions at all about sex, she'll tell you. She's an emancipated Houstonite American woman. And you're bisexual, are you not?
I suppose I have sex with women. Is this public knowledge? That's amazing.
You suppose you do?
Yes. It sounds very British, doesn't it? Like, I reckon.
Uh-huh. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Now it's time for our new feature. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ask a bisexual.
All right.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, and the first question this week on Ask a Bisexual is, out of a trans man and a trans woman, who would you most likely, get it on with?
Oh, okay. Good question. I would say trans woman. For sure.
Right.
Yes, because I back in Boston in the goth scene, I knew a couple of trans women.
Okay.
And they had all the glamour, all the sex appeal. They had very much cultivated their image to be all about sex and seduction. Mm-hmm. But, and of course being goth, there's like a big amount of glitter and dress up that goes, oh no.
Yeah.
Are you allergic to... Oh, he's allergic to bis.
I'm allergic to bisexuals. Yeah, go on.
Okay, well,
Probably dust. Yeah.
Dust, yeah. Sure, why not? It's okay, I'm not offended.
Pussy dust. I'm allergic to bisexual pussy dust. Sorry, go on. Yeah. So, glamorous...
Sorry, I'll wipe it off there. Okay, it's closed. You're safe now, Steve.
Okay. Has anyone got a tickling stick? What do you call it? A duster?
A tickling stick? So
anyone got a feather duster? Sorry, go on.
Who's the kinky one? That's a cleaning tool, and you're like...
I know.
Yeah.
You bring it out in me. Okay,
thank you.
So you're on the goth scene in Boston.
Yes. Beautiful trans woman.
Right.
They're a part of there because, as I said, they have all of the showmanship. And, one time I went to what would you call it, play party at a woman's house, a transgender woman, and she was the most creative person in the world. She had this huge outbuilding that she had turned into her personal pornography studio, and she had sets that she had built in every single different corner. She had different props and costumes. It was fantastic. I just hung out with her and drank whiskey and ate cookies, and everyone else had sex. But yeah, I mean, that would have been a fun experience if I'd been in the mood. But so yes, trans woman, because of we can share clothes.
Okay. So, trans women goths from Boston.
Shout out to you.
Are all right.
You know who you are. Who would you rather have sex with, a trans woman or a trans man?
I'm very confused.
I know you are, and that's why we're here today. We're here to figure it out. I am your ignorant.
And that was ask-a-bisexual.
It will now be a weekly feature.
That's the end of that section.
Have you heard of lipstick lesbians?
Yeah, they don't really exist, though, do they?
Some do.
They don't. When I lived in Brixton, there was a bar. It might still be there. It was kind of like a pub, and it was on the way home to where my friend lived. So we would stop by. It was the only place to just get a last few drinks. We used to go in there all the time. That place was gay and les as you like South London style. We'd be in there all the time, getting hit on by men, getting turned down by women. You know, it was a perfect evening when you think about it.
Yeah, who doesn't like rejection?
I didn't so much get hit on by men, but I got turned down by a lot of women because I didn't know everybody was, off the cock that week. But so no, I mean,
baby's first lesbian experience. What? You don't want this? What is this? I thought you were a chick.
But I don't think they ever get too lipsticky, do they? Not really though. Do they?
Some do. I mean, I know men who wear lipstick too. Everybody can be everything. It's
all right.
Wonderful. But one time, I was going in with my boyfriend to a lesbian bar in Houston. And of course, he was one of the only men there. And as we were entering the building, a woman brushed by him and intentionally shoulder checked him and said, "Sorry, I can't walk straight." Oh! I mean, that was so punny. You can't even be angry. Just that was the best joke and put down all in one.
What was his reaction?
Laughter. What else could it be?
So wow. Why didn't she just go the whole way and just call him a breeder?
Oh, because what sort of puns can you make with breeder? I can't walk straight. Oh, that's a perfect double entendre.
Lesbo burn. Okay, everybody, if you've got any better lesbo burns than that, send them in. Okay, but seriously, any questions to Adrienne about sex, she'll answer them straight away. You know,
straight away. Straight away.
I'm sure you straight away. So one of your topics last week was I don't think we touched on was getting fired. You wanted to talk about that?
Yes. I don't know, do you prefer quitting or getting fired if you had the choice?
Mate, I've swerved that for the last 15 years just by working kind of freelance, thankfully. I couldn't stand the office politics, and I was out of there. I didn't even do that thing with the legs like cartoons do. I was just out of there. So
that's a quit.
Of course I've quit and I've got fired. Mate, it was so long ago. Why don't you just go on? Because I just don't.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I'm the type of person who, with relationships, jobs, anything, I'm afraid to quit. It's too much confrontation, right? So I'll just sit in there and, stink it up for as long as possible, even unconsciously, until the room gets too smelly and somebody's like, all right, you got to go fart somewhere else.
Really?
Yes.
Jobs and relationships.
Right. The only thing I've ever quit willingly is motherhood. But, yeah.
So why don't you ever spin that and just say, I'm a very committed person. That's one thing you need to know about me. That's what you say at the interview / second or third date, yeah?
What's a date?
Hey! Okay, that's the kind of podcast this is today, y'all. Okay, right.
So dates are like sitting around and going on job interviews, but eating at the same time, kind of like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds uncomfortable.
Oh, it is. It very often is. Yeah. So what happened? Did you get fired recently? Are you stinking the place out? Or what's going on?
Oh, I mean, it's just like a lot of places don't really, we're not a good fit for each other. But, I mean, also in relationships, again, like I would never, ever approach somebody and say, you know what, I think there's going to be better opportunities for me elsewhere. Thank you so much for choosing me and, helping me develop professionally. But now I think I'm going to look for other opportunities sexually elsewhere. I just kind of, try to be a little bit of a C word, a little bit of a B word.
Yeah.
And just test it to see how far it can go, how much they can tolerate. Jobs and people. But yes, with jobs, let's see. I've told this story before, but at the job that I had here for many years, the one that I had for 2 years, then left and then came back to, I decided to be cute Christmas time of last year. And with my teenage students, I had them write like letters to Santa using a form that would be for, little kids. So I would like you to do this exercise with me. As an adult, be completely honest.
Yeah.
Fill in the blanks.
Right.
Dear Santa,
Yeah.
I have been a very boy this year.
Badass.
Good answer. Badass. Awesome. My student said something similar to that. Like a slutty boy, I think I got too. Yeah.
No,
Big booty bitch. And then
I've been very good like that, actually. No.
So like bad with 2 Ds, like bad to the bone.
Oh, always.
Nice.
Always.
So you've been a very badass boy.
Yeah.
And this year from Santa, you would like meh, and meh. Divine.
Yeah, but if I say it, it might not come true. Isn't that how it works?
Nah, bro, Santa ain't real.
Wait, next year? This year? Sorry,
yeah, sure. I mean, it's.
What was the question? What? Sure.
What do you want from Santa?
Yeah.
What should he bring you?
What
What do you want in life, Steve? Come on. Some more black coffee, extra frothy, sugar.
Yeah, some stuff.
World peace.
There's some stuff. It's not that there's nothing. See, someone asked me this recently. I don't want to sound like a real killjoy. Someone asked me recently, like, what are your dreams? What do you dream about? And like, I've just reached a point in my life where I don't dream. All right? There's no dreams. If there's something I want, I'm working on it. I'm working. The mechanisms are working. It's not really a dream. It's a target. And there's a certain distance and I'm clicking. It's going click, 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 click every day towards that. Like, so I couldn't even answer the question, what do you dream about? So when you ask me, God, what a boring turd. I know this is a really boring turd answer, but when you ask me what I would ask Santa for, I'm just like, yo, I don't care. He may as well be the spaghetti monster.
You sound happy.
Yeah.
Is this what happiness looks like?
It is, right
He's
here.
content with his life as it is. He wants nothing more in the world.
Okay, what's the next question?
Okay.
Let's try the next question.
So my students were like, said what most people would say, right? Like mental health, lots of dick, right? Who wouldn't? And then, so of course, Santa can bring that. He can bring anything you want.
Who indeed?
I mean, he's kind of like, he's effing magical. He can just make things manifest, right? It's like The Secret, that Oprah book. Just put out the positive energy to the universe, and Santa will be around and, like, sprinkle some dicks under the Christmas tree.
I didn't see the episode of Oprah where she was talking about Santa bringing dick
or just
and
the
sprinkling.
universe. Santa's
what is he
like
springing? He was sprinkling. keep going with the letter. What else was in the letter? What else did you ask?
Okay, so, Santa don't give this stuff for free, right? You got to promise that you're going to do something in return. Yeah?
Really?
And, yeah, you got to promise that you're going to be a good boy and you're going to do your homework on time, not beat your wife. I don't know. So what are some good things that you would do to show Santa that you deserve all that nothing that you want?
Man, I'm just not very good at playing this game, am I? But then I'm not a teenager in an English class. That's probably what it is.
Were you ever a child?
What have I done? Oh, so long ago.
So old, Steve.
I know. What have I done?
Or do you promise to do?
I could write you a list of all the things I've done, yeah.
Well, that's what we're doing right now.
What about all the comedians on the scene in Moscow that I've helped? Huh? What about them? Wow.
There you go. You promise to love and respect and forward the careers of your fellow comedians and hug and kiss them and tell them how much you love them. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And so what are you going to leave out for Santa and his reindeer? Milk and cookies, whiskey and cocaine.
Hey, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be one of your favorite things of all the different costumes that you have, right? When you see someone absolutely hammered in a Santa costume, like, ooh, Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places. Do you remember?
No, I never saw that movie.
Oh, Adrienne.
Oh.
It's a classic. It's Eddie Murphy.
Yes, I'm
in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
What would he leave? What would Dan Aykroyd want left for him as Santa? Alcohol, I guess.
He's really into his UFOs these days, Dan Aykroyd, isn't he? He's a UFO watcher. So, whiskey and coke sounds good.
And evidence of alien life, maybe? Something like that?
Yeah, evidence. Yeah.
Okay, my students also threw in some sex toys as well.
Your students did?
Yes, used sex toys, if I recall correctly.
Used sex toys?
Yes. I don't know why Santa would want that, but you know what?
This is what they're leaving out for Santa.
Right.
Your teenage students are leaving used sex toys out for Santa.
Yes.
Man, 2021. Now I do feel old.
That was 2020.
Now I do.
Right. So, anyways, just to summarize, my students overall wished for usually mental health of some sort.
Right.
And sex and fun. They promised to be good in their own way. And they would leave a lot of debaucherous items out for Santa. I raised them right? And I'm like, we've had such a good, Christmas time here today, kids. Like, I want to remember this moment forever. And they're like, yes, we do too. Can we take some pictures of the letters? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's all commemorate the laughs we had today. And then I guess parents saw that and weren't too pleased with the offerings to Santa. So,
are you swinging back round to the earlier topic of being fired?
Yes. And that's what happens. So, no pictures. That's all.
Wow.
Gotta remember that.
You got fired for that?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and then it got perverted. So, like a year later.
Oh, yeah.
I was hanging out with some people that I'd met through Standup.
Yeah.
And I guess we took a picture together or something. And a former colleague of mine from that school messaged the people I was hanging out with, and they said, oh, you know Adrienne? I used to work with her, and she got fired for teaching little children about dicks. Like, that's not at all what happened. But it's like, I love having gossip come back around to me. That's about me, because I love attention, because I didn't get enough of it as a child. So I get to feel like my own Caitlyn Jenner. Everybody's talking.
That's a nice platform to have, actually, mate. I commend that. I like attention because I didn't get, like, just knowing you didn't get enough. It's the people that don't know they didn't get enough. They're the ones you need to look out for. I'm doing too much swearing. I'm going to have to cut this out. And YouTube are going to get extremely cross with me. Extremely cross. So it says here, types of sexual encounters. I was reminded how I came up with our own taxonomy of sexual experiences.
Yes.
okay, fine, why not? Ghost sex.
Right.
I mean, you've lost me, so
Of course.
why don't you expand?
And I want you to contribute some of your own, because I'm sure that it's just like we're naturalists here, right? We're just observing the environment and describing what we see.
Yes.
So, okay, fine. Sex is not okay, fine. It's more like, okay, fine.
These are two very different okay, fines.
Right, but the okay, fine we're talking about is okay, fine. It's like if somebody has worn you down enough and
He's bought you dinner.
And I don't know what this means. I don't know. We've already gone over this. What is this? I don't understand. Why the people feeding me for sex? This doesn't happen.
That's a thing. I think you'll find that's a thing in many cultures. No? Not for you?
No.
Okay, never mind.
So, but, I mean, there may or may not be food involved, but just like somebody saying like, come on, don't you want to come on? Oh, and then you don't finally be like, yes, all of a sudden you've seduced me. All right, my mind has changed. It's been like, it's more of a tone of okay,
gradual.
fine. No,
Right.
it's not gradual. It's just like, I'm still not into this, but whatever. It's less effort to just say it with me. Okay, fine. There you go. All right. So that's number one.
Okay, really enjoyed that. When I mean I enjoyed that, I of course mean the opposite. Okay, the second. let's move swiftly on to number two, can we?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Then there's why not? And that's more like curiosity sex.
Yeah.
It's like, again, you're not turned on, you're not seduced. It's just like, this is so strange. Why not? Yeah, so that's more like, I'm expecting nothing from this, but why not? Let's see where it leads.
I think I've been on the wrong end of that one.
Who hasn't? Why is there a wrong end? I think that's a fun variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not degrading or anything.
I'm not sure I'm a fan. Okay, number three.
If you don't remember it, it didn't happen. So
If you what?
If you don't remember it,
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
What does that mean?
Like if this person wasn't memorable enough
Yeah.
to, leave you with an impression of what even the sex was like.
Yeah.
It's like it was just a ghost in your memory.
Oh, that's
So,
ghost sex, is it?
yes, it's not like Patrick Swayze or, anything like that. It's just,
Patrick, what's this got to do with Patrick Swayze?
he was a ghost in a movie or something.
Yes, he was. Yes, indeed, he was.
80s movie reference day.
Yeah, I know, but everyone's too young to remember all that stuff, aren't they?
Some people are old.
Can't make 80s movies references with Patrick Swayze.
And Eddie Murphy.
Well, you can try. Yeah, that's true. That's a really good movie, everybody. And it's seasonal, actually. It takes place during Christmas. A lot of 80s stuff really resonated in Russia. You know what I mean? Yeah. Big time.
Why do you think that is?
Because that's the decade when it just went from Soviet Union to Russia, right? And everything just kind of went a bit mad. And it was just on the verge of joining the modern world. So I just noticed that, you go out into the sticks and there's a lot of mullets and baby mullets, and there's a lot of kind of, real love for AC/DC and stuff like that, and just like a real, like that generation that grew up through the 80s. That was just like that. All those images and references to rebellion were incredibly strong, and they just hold on to like the 80s stuff in a way that it captured the imagination. That's the phrase I'm looking for.
Beautiful.
That decade captured the imagination of that late Soviet period like nothing else.
So
That's what I mean.
AC/DC, I'm trying to imagine what the rebellious streak is. He wears, well, what does he wear? Kilts or something, and he screeches like this. So, like, there's something in the Russian soul that just talks like this whenever they feel like saying F you to authority, and then jumping around on and plaid.
Yeah.
Why do I think, was there plaid involved? Tartan with AC/DC?
No, mate, don't worry about it. It's school uniform, school kids, school uniform.
Oh.
So like maybe his tie was
There was a tie.
it was a school tie. So don't worry about it. Okay, so let's go back to this. We had the okay, fine, which is when the guy or the girl wears you down, right? You've had the why not? It's like, I don't really think there's very much in it for me, but you know, I may as well, right?
No, it's more like a playful curiosity. It's not resigned.
Playful curiosity.
Like, why not? It's more like, why not? Okay.
Adrienne, I have a soul, you know. I have feelings. I'm not just a piece of meat.
But I'm sure you're, well, if you were to be a piece of meat, you'd be a fun piece of meat. Well, let's just practice it together. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, and the third one is ghost sex, which is sex that you have, and then the next day you just don't remember anything about it. Someone really comes to mind, actually.
Oh, then it's not ghost sex.
And guess what? She was a big fan of my least favourite film ever made, which is, of course, Love Actually.
Oh.
She was a big fan of it, and she would tell me how she would watch it every year, and how she thought it was the sweetest thing ever. And I just like, I don't know. I wish I was a slug, and someone just poured some salt on me so I could shrivel up and disappear, which is basically what she was doing when she started telling me that she liked to watch Love Actually every year.
You meet some really basic bitches in your life, Steve.
She was basically sprinkling salt on me, is what she was doing on my pecker, just everywhere. Salt. It was a salty aftertaste.
Don't remember the sex, but you remember the salt flavor left behind.
And she bit me on the balls as well.
Was that supposed to be erotic?
I think from her point of view, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's more of a personality than liking Love Actually. You know what? I was kind of like, pass. But she was going somewhere with that.
Oh, she's growing on you now, is she? Oh,
Yeah.
you like her more now, do you?
Yes, I do. Because she was trying something. It might not have worked, but at least she had some sort of sexual creativity.
On the outside, she talks about how lovely Love Actually is. Get her in the sack, and she bites your balls.
Yeah, secret freak, I guess.
Okay, so that was three. That was three categories.
Do you have any?
Do we have any more?
I am waiting for you. I want your insight.
No, but if I start saying them, they can't come from me. It's better coming from you.
We're also accepting research submissions from the audience. If you guys have any experiences that can be categorized for either better or worse, chime in.
For butter or worse?
For better or worse.
With this particular guest here, Adrienne Ebert, ladies and gentlemen. First time that we did the podcast, I asked her for a list of topics. Second time, I didn't even ask for a list of topics. I didn't even ask for one. But you know what? I got one. I got one anyway. Right now, here is the topic. Here are the topics here. All right. Of things that she would like to talk about.
Ideas.
On a public space, like in public. All right. Like the Pope will get to see this if he wants to.
Awesome. I didn't know he was subscribed. Damn, you are famous.
All right. Okay. Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden is going to watch this.
Oh my God. Whenever I was first moving to Russia, 98% of people said, don't do that. It's dangerous. You can't be feminist in the street. They'll shoot you. Don't ever go around saying you're depressed. You'll be wheeled away to a psychiatric hospital, injected with drugs you don't even know, and be locked away forever. No one will know what happened to you. 98% of people, Americans, very stupid. 2% said, oh my God, if you see Edward Snowden, tell him that he's a hero.
Yeah.
It was misinformed in a different way, meaning I don't see Edward Snowden walking around everywhere.
No, he covers himself up. So you can only see his eyes, and he takes his glasses off. He does everything he can so no one will recognize him.
Oh, the glasses are hot, though.
You think he's hot. But then also everyone's walking around with masks, so it's almost impossible to bump into him. Although I'd love to bump into him. Edward, if you're watching this.
I like
and
that he
his
married
book
a
was good.
stripper. That's my favorite part about him. I mean, he's a national treasure, of course. But, like, his wife, get it, girl.
Was she a stripper? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was a dance teacher.
For what type of dance? Oh. So you may like him because, exposed, I guess, mass invasion of privacy, but I like him because he dates sluts. What up?
When you were talking there about the depression and stuff in Russia, that really made me laugh. There was this English stand-up comedian, or that's what he calls himself, but he's just awful. I've forgotten what his name is now. I've forgotten his surname, Alistair something. And I remember he decided to come over to Moscow, and a bunch of the guys there, they just were like, oh my God, he's a stand-up comedian from England. And they were just kissing his butt the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, I ran into him in Edinburgh kind of a couple of years later, and like, our show was 10 times better than his. Like, hardly anyone. He was no bigger or better than any of the rest of us. He just wasn't funny at all. And if you don't believe me, I can send you some of his videos on his YouTube channel. I'm just looking at it, going like, "Dude, when's the laugh? What?" Anyway, but somebody gave him a show. Someone decided to give him his own show on Jim and Jack, which he'd love telling everybody. Well, this is a preview to my show in Edinburgh, my Edinburgh show. Just those words together just make you sound like a wanker, really. And then he was talking, and then the first bit of his act, he stole a bit straight out of Daniel Kitson. Do you know Daniel Kitson?
Nah, bruh.
And I'm just sitting there. And I'm just thinking, yeah, but mate, I know you're a long way from home, but like, that doesn't mean nobody's ever seen Daniel Kitson, you idiot. I can't believe you'd just steal a bit. Like, and then after that, I was like, oh God, he's even worse than I thought he'd be. And then he's talking. And then this was great. Just imagine this guy, there he is with his stupid hipster beard and curly moustache, doing a show at Jim and Jack in Moscow, all the way from Britain. And then he goes, and the thing was, what it is that I was actually diagnosed with depression this year. And I just remember, I just like turned my head slightly and just looked at the audience, and which is mostly girls, sort of English-speaking, English-learning girls. And they're all just like looking at him like going, like that. And I just remember in that moment, I just thought to myself, British, like middle class English guys just came over to Russia. And the first hook of his one-man show is that he was diagnosed with depression. And he was really thinking that, and maybe in the West, this would be like a big lever moment. And I just remember thinking, dude, this whole country is a depression. This whole culture is a depression. While at the same time, there's no such thing as depression. Just a couple of weeks ago, a woman, a Russian woman, she's very successful, but she actually said to me, again, she went, I'm not too sure about the existence of all that depression. You just kind of just keep yourself busy and you'll be all right. I think it's very much connected with you just not having much to do. And I just remember that's what that reminded me of. And that, like, Russia's relationship with this word, which in the West just gets thrown around willy-nilly as you want it to be until it suits you, Well,
I mean, it's not a competition, but it is.
I like that.
I mean, like, if you're going to be mentally ill, like, choose something heavier than depression, bruh. Whoever you are, dude, come back whenever you got, like, something heavy. When you got the PTSD or something. We want to hear about that. Go get some trauma, make some jokes, come back.
What you need to do, my friend, for your comedy career, if nothing else, is maybe swing over to Syria or somewhere like that. Do a nice couple of tours of Afghanistan. Oh no, we're out of that now. We're out of that. Oh well, missed that boat. Come back with some, like Adrienne says, a serious a dose of PTSD, and then we'll all be delighted to watch your new Edinburgh show.
Moscow really is the land of opportunity where every mediocre European can come over and be treated like a prince.
Bit of superstar, yeah.
Yeah.
Sick and tired of it. There was even, listen to this, right? This is how out of hand this has become. Friend of Mumsy's, right? He's from Africa somewhere also. And this guy, he would walk around with like he had like these beads and like little kind of necklaces and things, and then he wore a waistcoat, but there was nothing ironic about it. And he wore like a little straw hat. You know, he's the guy in the movie who's just like, you know, okay, let's play some poker or something like this, sleazy. Basically, if you looked in an encyclopedia and you looked up the word sleazy, there would be a picture of him. I mean, that's what there would be. He would wear these little straw hats, you know, just like what are you, the bookie? You know what? There's the bookie. You know, he's going to take out his pencil any minute and just kind of, you know, just start a scam.
Like a peasant straw hat?
Oh, mate.
Like working in the fields?
Like a pork pie hat.
Oh, okay.
Like it was a straw pork pie hat.
That's a bold fashion choice.
Isn't it? In Moscow in the winter.
Winter.
And I remember, so we're sitting at a bar and he introduces me to this guy. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Hey man, how you doing, man?" And and the first thing he says is like, "So, how long have you been here?" And I'm like, 10 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, seen it all, done it all in brackets, I guess. And then this is what he said to me. He goes, I said, "So how long have you been in Moscow?" And he goes, "I've been here 3 years, but it may as well be 6 with all the things I've done."
Good for him, living his life with his little pork pie hat.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. What did you think he meant?
Talk about...
Did he mean people?
Small dick energy. Talk about overcompensating within the first 15 seconds of meeting somebody.
Yeah.
Like, yo, chill with your pork pie hat.
That is definitely there's something missing there. It's like, "Hi, I'm Adrienne Ebert. I'm very famous. You may have heard of me before." Something like that would be an equivalent introduction, right?
Is this like, you just want to go straight to like how many women you've slept with, or what you like? You've slept, like what's going on here? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm so tired of it. Why are we talking about this? Let's change the topic.
Oh, also,
yes.
Let's gossip later. I want to try to figure out who this is. Maybe we know him. Maybe I know him.
Oh, maybe you do.
You're such a good gossiper. That's what I like about you.
Okay, thanks.
It's a compliment.
I'm not. Okay. So here we go. We're going back to the list of topics that Adrienne would like to share.
Okay.
Like I say, that everyone from the Pope to Edward Snowden could be watching and listening to, is that getting married as a way to stop yourself drinking and whoring.
Yes.
Now, don't look at me like that. Do not, because I know you've been thinking about things in exactly the same way. Yes, you. Yes, exactly you.
Maybe. Obviously, I've only seen this in men.
What?
Okay, so...
You were talking about men.
Yes.
You were talking about Russian men.
No, I have a couple of Anglo men in mind, actually, whenever I'm thinking of this type in particular.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but it's just like, oh man, you know what? You know, I've been living this life for too long. You know what? It's time to settle down. And so, you know what? I'm going to pick her. She seems like a good enough girl. It's time to step up and be an adult. And so they're kind of wanting their wife to keep them in line because they're vowing to be like a different person. Like, look, babe, I've given up like all the other girls for you. You know, I would have gone sober for you, babe. Don't you appreciate that? And so what do you think about that? Like,
What do I think about that?
Is it a good strategy?
Just run it by me again. So they want a kind of a Susie Housemaker to come along and kind of save them from themselves.
Yes, something like that. Or not like a Susie Housemaker, maybe like a mother to a teenage boy type. Like
a Brazilian supermodel. Sorry, what? They want Adriana Lima to come and save them from themselves, basically.
Right, but they want a little bit of like maternal energy so that they can be like, oh, I have to go back home to the wife. She says I can't, stay out all night with you guys.
I hate men that say that. Do you know, one thing I hate is the whipped. All my life, I've always hated the whipped. I don't understand. If you're in a relationship with a woman, why can't it be like 50-50? I don't get this whole... I hate it when my mates say stuff like that. Let me just check with the missus. It's like, balls in a jar much, balls in a handbag much.
But my point is that
I hate that.
They want it. They
do.
Yes, exactly. So they want that little mommy figure in their lives to be like, I would go home with you, but I can't.
Yeah.
I got a wife.
Yeah.
So
I hate that energy. Hate it. Mm-hmm. It's so...
Like, I want to go, drinking and slutting and whoring with my future husband.
Sure. You do?
Yes, that would be the ideal relationship for me.
Oh my God.
Edward, you're there.
I'm feeling quite emotional now. Okay, so your point is that it gets on your tits that you can see... Yeah, fabulous.
Thank you.
As they are. It gets on your nerves that you can... So, how do I say this? So you can tell that they want that. They want to be able to have that kind of hooking them home, and they want to be able to kind of express that and say, oh, look at me. Like, I would hang out and drink until 4, but guess what? I can't because I've got a missus waiting for me, yeah?
Well... it's not so much that it gets on my tits, but I want to know, do you think it's a good strategy to like, all right, like, I don't want to live this, thinking that I'm getting older, maybe I'll want to make a little mini me. So I choose you. You have to be my keeper now. Does that work?
No, it's not going to work, is it?
Yeah. Because the whore is inside of you, right? It's always going to be there. Mm-hmm. It's a part of you, and somebody else can't monitor that for you.
No.
Oh, another strange thing that I've seen is, I'm a father now, so I can't go sleeping around because I don't want to, I wouldn't want somebody to do that to my daughter. And the only thing I can think, the only thing I can think of is like, are you really that bad at sex that you think that every interaction that you have with a woman is a disappointment? Like, go be better at sex. Go be good at sex. And then think about like, oh, if this was my daughter, I'd be so happy to have found me. Wait, that's strange. Like, be the type of lover your daughter deserves. No, that also sounds strange. You know what I'm saying.
It sounds okay. That last one sounded okay. Did it not?
Okay.
Yeah, no, all right. Listen, yeah, that everything you just said had the distinct stench of the Moscow expat scene, and that's why I try and stay away from it.
Yeah, got lots of stinkers.
One of my favorite things ever is American people doing a British accent. So could you just do a couple of minutes of being British? Being British.
Oh, you want like the ugly British, right?
No, anything you want. I just love Americans.
Everybody does Dick Van Dyke, though.
Yeah, but come on, we're beyond. Dick Van Dyke is square one. Come on, I'm sure. All right, imagine.
Well, just got to pretend that there's no consonants on the end of all of your syllables.
Yeah.
In it,
yeah.
Right?
Keep going, I love it. I love Americans doing British accents. Do some more.
Oh no, my Uncle Ted is locked up in the Priory again. He's done a little bit of drink driving, And the coppers got him on the motorway. Oh, he was doing some tipsy-turvies. Some dipsy-daisies. He was going round and round the roundabout. And
some tipsy-turvies and some whoopsie-daisies?
Yeah, some coppers didn't like him, he got stuck in the roundabout. There was lots of roundabouts in Britain, and he was just going round and round and round. And it's like, off to the Priory with you again, Uncle. Off to the Priory with you. A little stay will do you well. Put you up in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll come out right as rain. Good as new.
Adrienne, thank you very much. Good to see ya.
You too.
Okay, everybody. So leave sex questions for Adrienne in the comments, and we'll see you again soon.